provide some commentary. Yep, right here.
What are you talking about?
Hi, everybody. This is Cheryl Abram, Person-Centered Cyber. So y'all know this is not my normal time to come on. However, for the past few days, I have been working on a presentation that I'm going to talk about tonight for a, what do you call this? It's like a startup thing for entrepreneurs. So I'm going to be giving that presentation on Friday. So I've been doing a lot of research. And so what I'm going to tell you today is like a short snippet of what I'm going to be talking about on Friday to this other organization. And I'm going to record it. So I'll probably share it here too. I don't know. I'll see how that goes. But y'all know how I am and what I've talked about and what I've presented on regarding hacking. Okay. So the question here is, can you hack your way to security? All right. And the answer is not going to be probably what you expect it to be. Hey, Professor Black Ops, how you doing? Professor Black Ops said hi. It's not going to be what you expect it to be, Professor Black Ops, okay? It's going to be different, but the same, okay? But first, before I get into that, I want to show y'all a couple things first. And we're going to look at a couple articles and stuff. So I found some super interesting stuff. I posted something on my LinkedIn today. So what I'm talking about is going to be regarding that too. Okay, so let me show you this first right here, just so we can get some preliminary things out of the way. Here we go. So first of all, what I was talking about, can y'all see that? Here you go. So this is what I'm doing on Friday. Okay. Now for me, I'm Eastern, so it's going to be like 5 o'clock in the morning for me. All right. But if you are in West Africa, all right, then you will be able to see this presentation at around, I think it's like 11 or 12, something like that. Okay. So, but all the information is there. So I'm speaking at this organization. It's called the Start Innovation Hub. And this is where they're helping young entrepreneurs and individuals with entrepreneurial mindsets to, start tech businesses or to just get into tech. Okay. Whether they're, front end developers, programmers, go into coding, all that stuff. Okay. And some cybersecurity people as well. So that's what I'm going to be talking about on Friday. Now, okay, so there's that. Now, what I also want to tell y'all today is I subscribe to a new channel that's just come online. It's called The Other Side of the Firewall. Okay. So go ahead. So he's, I'm not sure what his name is, but man, it looks like he just came on to YouTube, but look at all, he's got a lot of videos on here. Y'all be coming on here just swinging and banging. I tell you, I need to, get my act together looking at this stuff. But The Other Side of the Firewall. Okay. So, and his videos look I haven't looked at any of them yet, but the next time I'm on, I will have looked at some, to give you a little bit more feedback on it. But look, he has something called FBI hijinks, Professor Black Ops. So that might be something you would like to see, that you would like to watch. But go ahead and subscribe to his channel, okay? And let's support our brother out there creating another cybersecurity channel. All right. Now, let us get into some things. So, again, the title of this is, Can You Hack Yourself to Security? Now, first of all, before I get to the article that I shared on LinkedIn, security. So I talk about a definition of security that is more holistic than the one we typically hear about here in cybersecurity. And it's the feeling and state of being free from harm. Okay, very short, very general, but that's what it is, whether it's in cyberspace or not. Right? It's the feeling and state of being free from harm. Now, the thing about security and the way that I see it, and the way that, that feeds into a lot of the things I do, is that this security, right, is not something that is imposed on you, okay? You will be secure or else type thing, okay? Which turns into imprisonment. You know, it is not security anymore, right? This kind of security, right, is the one where, you know, you have the freedom to be secure. So however secure you want to be, that's what you can do, okay? Which gets us into some of those, you know, laws and policies and stuff like that about people having control over their own information, okay? And then having enough information to know how much security I need. Do I need? So there's that. But the one I want to talk about today, and it's not different than what I'm talking about, but it's a different way of looking at it. When you hear security, especially when it comes to finance and business, what they're talking about is some kind of asset that can be traded, right? When you trade securities. That's what I want to talk about today. Security as an asset. All right. So can we hack our way to security? All right. So now let me show you what now for that question, can you hack your way to security? Somebody that I really admire, I follow him on LinkedIn. I love everything he puts out, everything he says, all that. Okay. I'm going to show you what he says about it, which I 100% agree with. Okay. And that is, his name is chrisromeo. All right. This is he says, you cannot hack yourself secure. Now, I use this quote in my presentation at Blacks in Cyber. Okay. You cannot hack yourself secure. And he says, and I do agree with this, because listen to what he says as he explains it. He said, regardless of how much effort you place in breaking your product, application, or system, the security properties of the unit under test will be no better at the conclusion of the engagement. The analysis itself only identifies potential security issues and does nothing to fix them. You must invest effort separately in addressing the problems. Hacking with no secure development and design results in the unit under test offering no net positive gain from the experience. So he says here, my beef is not with hacking per se, but it's with, he says, my beef is that they are not the only things or the most critical things for consideration. Breaking gets all the press and all the publicity, and this does not provide the best overall return on investment for your company, all right? And so what we're talking about today is about the business. Because what I put on LinkedIn today, let me show you, is from this article. Cyber criminals are the new entrepreneurs in an age of the feral Internet of Things. Now, what I put on there specifically is this right here. Okay. This section right here. I tend to think of cyber criminals as being a rational group of entrepreneurs. When we start thinking about their business model, what drives their investments, what drives the attack or disrupting services for extortion purposes, we should understand those motivations. I sometimes wish we, the security community, were as entrepreneurial as the people running these operations. Business people are very good at thinking about business. So our job as cybersecurity professionals is often to articulate the threat in business terms and the security intervention. Because when you do that, it becomes easier to deal with. But we are very, very bad at doing that as a profession. We get lost in the technical detail. The more holistically we think about the attacks and think about businesses, the more mature our responses can be. Okay, this is what I want to talk about today. Mature responses. Okay. And so at the end, before I end today, I'm going to talk to you. I'm going to list some things for you that we can actually do from a business perspective and also technical. Like, what does that mean for the technical stuff? Because I mean, we're not going to throw that away, definitely. Okay. So let me see. So chrisromeo says no. Cyber criminals are the new. Now, so what else? The other thing that I want to point out from this article, and let me just do it right here because I wrote it down. So I'm not just looking at an article. Something else it says is our narrow focus on cyber, okay, is part of the problem, because security is now threaded through every aspect of organizations' IT systems, operating models, and business relationships. Now, this is why in almost every video I make, I talk about how we need to change the narrative. If we want stuff to change, we have to start talking about it differently. We can't refer to the same things that we've been referring to, or that other people refer to, right? There's a whole discipline about how changing the way we talk actually changes the situation, you know? And the first place I believe we need to start is with this idea of being at war. This was in the last thing that I did, okay? Where I said, okay, fine, we're at war, we lost. Okay, now what? Can we do something else now? All right. So the thing is, business is not about war and peace. Businesses don't, you're not going to hear about that around a business table. They ain't talking about war and peace. Okay. They're talking about risk and reward, right? Risk and reward. That's what they're talking about. And we need to start thinking in terms of that. Okay. And I'll tell you specifically how we can do it. But let me give you this other part from that article that I really, really, really liked. It said, for cybersecurity professionals, working in isolation in a technical support role is no longer sufficient. We need to back strategic aims with a security first culture. Now, in the research I did for Friday, I looked at a lot of businesses, okay? And in I found a report, they do this every year, right? It's called the what is it called? Like the best brands, the best global brands, something like that, something about global brands, okay? And I'll put all these links. I have all that stuff in my presentation, okay? But it was a list of the top global brands in 2020, and you could probably guess who's at the top of that list, right? So one of them is definitely Amazon. Another one is Microsoft. Another one is Netflix. And, there are several others. But let's talk about Netflix, because I went to each of these people, okay, to look at what they're doing in cybersecurity. I looked at many of their job postings for their cybersecurity positions to see what they were asking for and all that. Now they all impressed me, okay, because I had done all this other stuff before I got to that part. And they just validated everything that I'd done, okay? Netflix. They have a motto where they say they are the guardians of customer trust. Now, this is for the cybersecurity part of Netflix. The guardians of customer trust, okay? That's what they say. In many of their job announcements, you will see this sentence. We seek candidates this is cybersecurity positions now. Listen, we seek candidates that are driven to reduce risk while remaining empathetic of a great user experience. This is cybersecurity positions. Did you hear what I said? We're here to stop cyber threats. No, I mean, they get it. They get the securities part, okay, of security. They get that, yes, we can hack our way to security. We can hack our way to being an asset to people, right? We can hack our way to being a solution to people. You see, the name of this channel is person-centered, right? Okay, so that's what you're going to hear when you come over here. But it makes sense, though. Okay, they're putting the customer experience first. That's what comes first. Okay, now they're the guardians of the customer trust, because what is trust? Again, the same way security You can talk about security in terms of being free from harm, and you can talk about it in terms of financial, of wealth and instrumental value, something that can be traded. You can talk about trust the same way, the exact same way. Trust is about me having confidence in you, okay? And when I give you something like my information, or like I have a secret or something, so I trust you, so I'm going to share this with you. Trust is also has financial terms, doesn't it? You know, it's the same thing as security. That's what we're building here. We're building security and trust, both of them. You understand? Because they both feed into each other. Okay. So, all right, let me get to this next part and I'll explain that to you better. Y'all gonna have to watch my Friday thing, okay? Because I go into a lot of more detail about this. Okay. So how do we hack into how do we hack our way to security? Or how do we hack our way to being an asset? How do we hack our way to building trust? Okay. First of all, and I've heard this from several places, but the last place I heard it was when I was able to facilitate a conversation with Tia. What's your last name, Tia? But she was doing Ask Me Anything with some individuals that she worked with, and one of the things they were talking about was how, as cybersecurity professionals, we need to be more business savvy. Like we need to, do you even know what a business is? Okay. We got to do that because we're missing out when we don't. We're missing out when we don't. So that's the first thing, becoming business savvy, you know, really, and some of us already are, right? We already are, but for some reason we feel like, oh, we got to leave that on the back burner because now I'm going to do cybersecurity stuff. You know, this ain't got nothing to do. No, bring that stuff to the table, like bring it all together. Everything you know about business, the speak, all that stuff, bring it together, okay? Because it's those entrepreneurial and business skills that we need to incorporate into what we're doing in cyber. The next way to hack ourselves to security is to prioritize your brand. Did y'all hear that? I said prioritize your brand. That's how you're going to do it. Because if you look at and I have really good examples of stories, you know, regarding this, but reputation, right? When these hacks and stuff happen, right? I mean, we hear about the money and all this, but it's the reputation of the organization that is really, really compromised, you know? And when it comes to like some of us smaller business people, right? Those of us who are data controllers, we're data controllers. If you have individuals sharing personal stuff with you, okay, so they can do business with you. Now you have that data. Like, where is it? Where are you storing it? What are you doing with it? You're a data controller now. People are trusting you. All right. So now you have a reputation. What are you going to do with that? How are you going to help secure that? You know, okay, which is now part of your brand. Okay. So we want to be able to build that up. We want to build that trust, that reputation, that credibility, and all that. Because you see on social media, let somebody you know, say the wrong word or do the wrong thing, and somebody else have their camera on. This lady the other day, she was in front of this woman's house. I don't know what the hell they were talking about, but she said the N-word, child. Her picture was on Twitter, her whole name tag. I mean, you know, they fire people like that. But why do they do that? They don't want to be associated with that because that's going to be associated with their brand, their reputation. She lost her job. Companies ain't trying to do all that. You know, reputation is money nowadays. You understand? Okay. Prioritize your brand. All right. And that comes through building trust and practicing security. Okay. The next one is what I said before. Okay. Business is not about war and peace. Okay. So we got to get away from that. Not unless you are in the military. Okay. and doing, you know, cyber stuff related to war. You know, otherwise, day to day, these businesses around here, we just trying to live and, you know, create stuff and to have legacies and build things for our kids and all that. We ain't thinking about no war and peace. Okay. We're thinking about risk and reward. Okay. What can I do? What kind of risk can I take, you know, to help me get further in my business? So we got to rethink that. What else do I have here? And there's even a company in one of these articles. Let me see, which one was it? I think it was the one, it's called Cybercrime, the next entrepreneurial growth business. So y'all, how many of y'all saw New Jack City? I know y'all saw New Jack City up in here. Even I saw New Jack City, and I don't be looking at nothing, okay? Or even when you think of, you know, like the mob and stuff like that, you know, how they treat crime like a business. These people are business minded. Okay. We had back where I grew up in Louisiana. I mean, if these drug dealers had corporations, I mean, they would be doing some amazing things. They would just, you know, dealing drugs, you know, but using the same kind of skills, building organizations within neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, this is what we're dealing with. We're not just dealing with some, you know, kid with, you know, acne on his face in his grandmother's basement, you know, hacking into some stuff. No. Okay. These stories out here are, I mean, they're crazy. some of the stuff these people are coming up with. But like that article said, okay, the one, what is this? Which one is it? I got to read it again, y'all. Cyber criminals are the new entrepreneurs, right? Like it's that's the mindset we're dealing with. We're dealing with, you talking about thinking like a hacker, you're going to have to think like an entrepreneur too, okay? Because that's what we're dealing with. Professor Black Ops, you said I did a video comparing cyber to new, oh, you did. Data and bytes are the new products. There you go. Right. Great minds, Professor Black Ops. So now how do we do this? Okay, we become business savvy, prioritize our own brand, you know, whether you're a business or an individual in an organization, you still have a brand, okay? And you can still build trust and security. I was telling you about this article. It was talking about cyber resilience teams, creating cyber resilience teams made of not just cybersecurity professionals, employees, customers, vendors, you know, other people related to the organization. You know, another one said investors would be part of that cyber. Listen, it's going to take the whole organization. If you think you're going to go into anybody's organization and just protect them from a world of cybercrime, something wrong with you. Okay. You have, you know, visions of grandeur and you need some counseling or something, because that's not going to happen. It's not. How do we hack our way secure? Okay. In a nutshell, we have to become a lot more imaginative than we are right now. Okay. So imagination and credibility, you know. So tomorrow I'm doing a talk about diversity and inclusion, and you know, and I'm excited to do it because I love talking about it. But what I know is that Professor Black, you said poor light skin IT Christopher Williams gets stabbed. IT guys looking weak. So, and that's the thing, right? It's about being imaginative and credible versus being slow and confused. Because that seems like, I mean, we are getting hit over the head. You hear me? Hit over the head. And then we just look at, you know how the cartoons, they have them birds flying around your head? I mean, we just looking like that. Okay? We looking like that. With all this training and we got certifications and you know, conferences and, you know, we still looking slow and confused. You know, so the thing, and the reason why I brought up the diversity and inclusion thing is that we don't have to wait for somebody who is different than we are to come up with some solution. Because I feel like that's kind of like the, I can't do it because I don't have enough money in my bank account. People who have my kind of bank account don't come up with these innovative, imaginative ideas. People with so much melanin aren't able to, develop these new ideas and just, come up with something that works. People who've only been in the industry for a short amount of time, those aren't the kind of people who did, that's ridiculous. Okay. That's ridiculous. We just need to use what we have. The only thing that's stopping us is us feeling like we got to wait. Just like we sit around waiting on the next cyber attack so that we can learn from it. We feel like we just got to wait. Let me wait for somebody else to come up with this, or to do this thing, or to ask this question, y'all know I ain't waiting. So let's talk about what we're actually going to do. All right. Now, Doc Phillips and I are working on some stuff right now. Let's be cyber great today. I love that, Professor Black Ops. Thank you for that. Let's be cyber great today. And with that, right? There's another thing that I put in the presentation for Friday is that entrepreneurs, business people, okay, whether you are currently working in an organization in a cyber position, or you have your own business, or whatever your plans are, whatever, okay, we're at the point now, because of the conditions around us and the way these, criminal-minded individuals are evolving, okay? Cyber ain't enough. All right, it's not enough. It's not enough. Okay, we really need to get more savvy at risk management and risk resilience, because that's what's going on. That's really what's going on. All right. It's not about war, it's about risk and the ability to manage it. We manage risk all day long. How did you go all day without getting hit by a car? Or how did you go all day, without getting shot, or without falling down the stairs, or eating poison food or something? How have you made it to 5:59 p.m. Eastern without dying or being really, really hurt? You've been managing risk, okay? You put stuff in place, all right, to help you manage the risk based on the threats around you. That's what you've been doing. Why do we just throw all that away, put it on the back burner, forget all about it when it comes to cybersecurity? Okay, we don't talk about risk. Risk, is barely on any certifications, unless you're taking something specifically for that. We got to do that. Okay, it's not just cyber stuff. We really have to get more savvy at risk and risk management and risk resilience. So first of all, I've been thinking about this, okay, and I'm with the hacking, with what hacking really is, okay, with the original idea of hacking, which all of us do. All of us have repurposed something. Back in Louisiana, we call that, well, I ain't gonna say it on here because we might have some, some of my Caucasian friends or something be watching this. But we call that in-rigging is what we call it. We didn't call it hack, but that's what you do, right? If you watch Shula King, I love Shula King. Okay, he always has videos on there of people. There was this one man, he had a shopping cart that he put a barbecue pit on. He rolled it around while he had ribs cooking on the barbecue pit. Okay, he hacked a whole shop and made it into a food truck you know, a food cart or whatever, so he could sell his stuff. That's human nature, okay? Hacking ain't nothing new. Everybody does it, okay? Everybody does it. But the thing about it is, Twissa, isn't he though? Isn't he though? But the thing about it is, right? Today I posted this other thing from this cybersecurity Instagram thing, whatever. It had the steps, right? They had the steps on it, and it said something like a new cyber person or something. And the boy had his foot way up on like the 5th step at penetration testing, and he skipped all the other ones, at the bottom. The thing is, we got to start from zero. We got to start from zero. Okay. If I was telling Dr. Phillips the other day, I know how to drive a car. I know I know how to turn the wheel or whatever. If you ask me anything about what's happening in order for that wheel to turn or to stop or to go, I don't know. All I know what the wheel is. I know how to spell it. I know how to turn it. But if anything happens to it, I'm gonna have to take that to somebody else, because what you want me to do? What you want me to do? Okay. If it ain't working, I can't work it. All right. That's okay for some people. That's okay for me. All right. I cannot take that if something happens to my wheel, if I call a mechanic and he knows just as much as I know, that's nuts. Isn't that crazy? Is that crazy or what? We both looking at each other like, I guess you're gonna have to Google it or something. No. You need to know a little bit more than I do. Okay. For some of the stuff that we're doing, cybersecurity professionals, security professionals, I'm talking to you. You need to know more about a file than the icon on the screen. Okay. You need to know more about a file than how it's spelled. Okay. Do you know what it is, what it's made of? Do you know what it rolls up into? Do you know where it is? Okay. In the system. I mean, some of us need to know a little bit more. Okay. If we're going to be as effective, if we're going to be able to manage risk in the way that we need to manage it for ourselves, our own brands, and for the organizations that we work with. Okay. And you need to get this granular. Let me tell you something. Okay. Forget about computers. Just shut devices, phone, all that. Forget about all that stuff right there. Okay. Go get, and I am dead serious about this. Go get some article of clothing in your house, a shirt, a pair of pants, something that you don't wear no more, something for your little sister, your little brother, whatever. Turn it inside out. Look at the stitching. Okay. Start taking it apart to understand how this thing was put together. I'm super serious about that. That's and because it's not what's happening is the skills you're developing when you are able to just break something down to see how it was put together. Okay. Forget about all the big words of re-engineering. Forget all that. Okay. Break the thing down. Okay. And see how it was put together. And not always you can put it together back the same way. How can you repurpose it, put it together a different way to make it be something else? Remember on LinkedIn how I talked about how we need to be able to take malware that they have created, take a whole keylogger, okay, break that thing up and make it into, how can we make it work for security? How can we do that? Seriously. I mean, go to the dollar store, go find some cheapo clocks or something. Break that stuff down. See what's in there. How is this working like this? How else could it work? Those are the entrepreneurial type skills. that need to be developed here. Okay. I have a lot of other ideas that I'm not going to share right here. Okay. However, those are the kinds of things I'm talking about. And I've already shared on here CS Unplugged. Okay. Which is an amazing website. It teaches you computer science without using a computer. There's so many great things on there. I love Legos. Okay. I try to introduce Legos in the stuff we do. He don't like that. You know, I guess he feel like it's not useful or something. But I love Legos. I love draw. Why are you looking at me like that? I like drawing stuff on the board. Okay. I have a whiteboard back here. I wish it was bigger. I tried to get one for my wall. Okay. It was too big. I couldn't take it out of Home Depot, child. I needed help. But that's what I mean though. Okay. You don't need all of this equipment and paying a bunch of money. You don't need that stuff. Y'all see what these children are creating in Africa. They have this he has to be like 16 or 17 years old, out of stuff out of a junkyard. A junkyard. He has made the most amazing vehicle. They call him what do they call him? The next what's that man name who did electric cars or whatever? Elon Musk. I was like, that's a damn lie. Elon Musk is the next him. Okay, because Elon Musk didn't go in nobody's junkyard and create a Tesla. This 17-year-old in Africa did. All right, forget all that. Okay. Y'all, that's our stock. That's us. We can do that. We do that. Okay, we do that. We've been doing that. Okay, so we don't need to stop now. Why are we stopping now? Okay. I'm telling you, we could have been much further along than we are right now. We really could have been. All right, so the CS Unplugged, go to that website. You said we use butcher paper to design program. That's exactly what I'm talking about, Professor Black Ops. We need to bring that back. We need to bring back butcher paper. You know, I have this whole exercise where I use Legos to help people understand what the hell is coding. You know, what is that? What is it like to write a program? What does that mean? Why I gotta be so precise? Why I gotta put a period here? You know, why stuff go haywire if I put a question mark rather than, Legos. You know, we got to start there. Like we really do. We really do have to start there. And there's nothing wrong with starting there. We can get in the kitchen. In the kitchen, if you like cooking, okay, use cooking. Go ahead and go to a restaurant or something. Order the best thing on the menu that you absolutely love, but you've never cooked. Okay. Then take your behind to Safeway and get some ingredients to try to figure out what did they do. Don't go to the recipe book. Figure it out yourself. Okay. Put some stuff together or a recipe that you already have. Take out the butter. Use something else. Okay. What else could work for this? All of that is hacking. All of it. Okay. The thing about it is the way you're thinking. Okay. It's the mindset, because it's that same mindset that once you get back to the computer, that's what you're going to need. Okay. Everything I'm telling you, I love Google. Google does a lot of wonderful things for me. Okay. But with what I'm talking about, you're going to have to use your own senses. You're going to have to depend on your own senses and your own ingenuity and creativity. All right. Because that's the only thing that's going to get us over this hump. Otherwise, we're going to be forever chasing these people, forever chasing them. Okay. Because they got these skills. They got them. And they're just getting better and better and evolving and evolving. Okay. And we can't keep waiting for them to do something so that we can then learn, okay, to do what they do. No. Mm-mm. That's not going to work. It's not going to work. I'm just telling you. It ain't working now. It ain't going to work in 10 years. Okay? We have to do something different. Ayana TG facts on Ayana, what'd you say on? Oh yeah, reverse engineering. Yes, that's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. And it's easy to do. Okay, but like I said, you know, I had some glasses. I had two pair of glasses. I sat on one of them. I haven't sat on both of them, but one of them I sat down real hard on it. Okay. Child, I went to put the glasses on the other day. It's not these. It's the other one. Where they at? I don't know. That thing, the whole thing. So this was bent to the side. The thing popped out. The glass popped out. I didn't even know that it was in there like that. So I spent a good 20 minutes trying to pop that thing back in because the way that it was in there did not look like this. This looks real simple, like it's just in there and it's out. No, this thing, listen, I'm telling you, I'm looking at this, I'm like, what in the world is that? You know, because you can't see what's inside the thing, you know, like here, right? So I had to do some reverse engineering to get my glass life together, okay, so I could see. But yeah, but that's really what it is. So like I said, y'all, this is just you know, this is just a little bit of what I'm going to go into with the entrepreneurs that I'm going to be talking to on Friday, because there's a lot going on, okay, and it's not just what we typically think of when we think about cyber criminals, okay? You have whole business people, legit businesses out here, okay? With just, you know, using, you know, cyber crime as like another part of the business. You know, this dude, I read his whole file from Justice Department. You know, one of them was from Nigeria, right? He was on the 30 under 30 list as one of the top entrepreneurs out there. It's very sad, very sad. Okay, another dude was from the Ukraine. Okay, in business in the Ukraine. Another one was from China. Okay, another from the United States of America. Business people who now reputation is just shot. Okay, and it's not just about that. When you have the kind of relationship with somebody where you feel secure enough to share with this person some deep dark secret that you've been keeping, some, you know, some information, okay, that you want to share, okay, and when you do that, when you share information like that, you know this, you are giving control to this person, okay, but you trust them, all right, and you trust that they are not going to use the control that you've just given them to hurt you. You trust that, okay? This is no different. As a business person, an entrepreneur, somebody who has control or access to other people's information, this is no different. You know, what's happening is, as a business person, you know, I'm sharing my social, I'm sharing my birthday, I'm sharing my credit card information with you because you are offering something that gives me a solution to some problem I have, okay? And in order for me to get that, you know, I have to, you know, it's a trade. It's trade. I'm giving you, as I'm giving you my bank information and all that, I'm also offering you trust, okay, that you're going to handle that way, that either you are not going to take it, you know, and do something to harm me with it, or that somebody who I gave no permission to, okay, is just going to come in and take it. You know, you at least need to be doing your due diligence, okay, to say, you know, Cheryl, you shared this with me, you know, trusting me with it. You know, we did a trade here, you know, and I provided you something that helped you move closer to pleasure and further away from pain, whatever that product was. All right. But this person was still able to infiltrate. And that's where recovery comes in. Okay. because your reputation doesn't have to be shot if, you know, if information is taken. It doesn't have to be, but you maintain that credibility with how you handle it. Okay, if you try to hide stuff or don't do all that. That's where your incident response comes in. Okay, we're not gonna get into all that right now, but that's what I'm talking about. Okay, but the thing is, the trust you have in your closest friend, the person that you would share just secret, you know, information with, that nobody else knows. That's the same thing that's happening in these organizations. You do know that in law, a corporation is a person. It's a person. Now, they did that for some selfish, jacked up reasons, but the fact is, it's a person. Okay. So when when I share my credentials and credit card and stuff with Netflix, it's like I'm sharing it with another person. Okay. Who now has control, is a data controller. That's what they are. What you gonna do with that control? Okay. What you gonna do with that? All right. That's all I'm gonna say about that today. Do I have a link for Friday? I'm gonna give it to you, Professor Black Ops. I need to follow up with them anyway. But I'm gonna, because I did this not with this organization, but I did another presentation before, and the connection was just nuts. I mean, it's from here to West Africa, so I don't have a whole lot of confidence. So I'm gonna pre-record it, tomorrow, just in case, things don't go right. So I'll get you the link, but I'll have the whole thing pre-recorded as well. Okay. All right, y'all. Okay. So that's all I wanted to share for now, but yeah, I'm really excited about Friday. I can't wait to get into this and in incorporating some of these, like, some of this starting from zero type learning, and many of us have done it. Like, we know how to do this. Even as kids, we took, stuff apart and, created things that were weird. And, we just need to get back into that. Okay. Because that's what it's going to take to get ahead of the game here. It's going to take more of us having that kind of mindset. Okay. To get ahead of the game. These people see, just like regular business people, right? They see how lucrative it is, right? They actually have goals, plans. I read a story that I'm going to talk about on Friday about this one dude. He created a business, and I know there are several like this, where he had malware. If you wanted to, get back at your boyfriend, your girlfriend, punish your husband or your wife for taking half or whatever, you want to infect them with some kind of malware, just let them know. Pay them, tell them who the target is, and he'd do the work. He'd do it for you. Okay? You do it. Listen, that's why it's going to take a village. Okay? Because guess what? Guess what's not going away? Cyber criminals and divorces where the other person get half. That ain't going nowhere. Okay? Nowhere. The conditions are such that okay, this stuff ain't going nowhere. Right? So, like I said, fighting, going to war, all this stuff, you may as well go outside, and it's getting cloudy outside right now. I go outside with a gun, start shooting at the clouds, going to war with the weather. Okay, that's what we're looking like out here, talking about cyber war. All right. What can I do? Cheryl, you better go find some shelter somewhere and wait it out. Okay, keep yourself safe, your kids safe, your car, put your windows up on the car, get in the tub, like my mama say, if you hear a tornado, like whatever, do whatever you need to do, because the storm ain't going away. You just gotta wait for it to pass and withstand. Okay, we need to have that engineer like they do with these bridges out here. All right. These bridges we go over, day after day, and all this infrastructure around us, you ain't fighting earthquakes and hurricanes and high wind and all that stuff. Okay, you're not. And if you are, you're lost. Let me tell you, hello, wake up, you're lost. Now what? One of my students asked me to do that. I told the little dude to get his mind right. Asked you to do what, Professor Black Ops? Get his mind right. Oh, you talking about the malware? Listen, relationships drive you to all kind of stuff, don't it? You know, and this is just the cyber thing. Like I said, this stuff ain't new. If it wasn't malware, you know, then somebody go get their brother or something, you know, to take care of it. You know, he got half, whatever. I watch ID channel all the time. Ain't nobody using no malware. They still got the hardware on ID channel. Okay, they ain't at the software yet. The ones I watch, they still got the hardware, child, which is why they on ID channel. Okay, so it ain't new. Okay, but and the thing is, I guess we feel like it's new or something, or we gotta treat it like it's new. No, we still need our own creativity and you know, to hack his girlfriend's phone. Oh. Oh my goodness. Yeah, but that's what we got to deal with, and what we got to help other people deal with. Okay, so the girlfriend with a, you know, a upset boyfriend, you know, she needs to be cyber savvy too, you know, to know what could happen. She need to be up in them sticks looking at what kind of phone she got and what kind of vulnerabilities what kind of vulnerabilities are there, you know what I'm saying? Oh my goodness. Yeah, let me go. I gotta do this this other stuff. Oh my goodness. All right. I am going to, before I know I say this all the time and I never do it, but I'm gonna do it this time because I got them up here on the screen. Y'all read these articles, okay? They're so interesting. I mean, they're very interesting. You know, these people did not come to play, and we shouldn't be here to play either. Okay. So I'm gonna post these links in there so y'all can read about the and they're very recent. This one is 2019, another one is 2021. I'm gonna put Chris Romeo stuff in there. I'm gonna put CS Unplugged. I mean, so many good activities to learn computer science without a computer. These people, I mean, they put their foot in this. They really did. They really, really did. Okay. And then I have some stuff too. So y'all have an amazing evening, and I will see you back. If I don't see you on Friday, I'll see you back here for the weekend. Okay. Y'all take care. Bye.